Hello friends, I'm Cal Barnes. This is Unlimited Creation, and today we're going to learn how to turn the dream machine into a business. Producers are the entrepreneurs of show business. Producers coming into the industry by nature see the business as what it is, a business. Artists like myself, artists that are first and foremost artists, actors, writers, filmmakers, often don't see that. And that's okay in the beginning because getting good at your craft and being good artistically is extremely important. But when it comes to having a long, sustained career, most artists learn, usually at some point, some sooner than later, that it is show business. It's called show business for a reason. Producers inherently understand this. They treat films like a business. To some extent, that's good. It's their job to make sure that films make money so that they can keep making films and that they can make a living. They hire artists, such as writers, directors, and actors, to take care of the artistic side. But the beautiful thing about a good producer is they can turn an actor, writer, or director's dream into a business. Producers turn the dream machine into a business. This is extremely important as an artist, that unless you get chosen really early on, and even if you do, it's very important that you learn to think like a producer if you want to have a real career in Hollywood and show business. You have to understand how your work, how your art fits in to the greater whole. If you're making people money with your work, congratulations, you're going to have a career. I'm an artist first and foremost. All of my earlier projects, for the most part, were because I had a passion for it, because I wanted to create art. And I did to some extent. Some of it's really good, I'm really proud of it, but often it wasn't made for the marketplace, and that's cool. I was learning my craft. I have no regrets. However, if I would have done it again, I would have come at it with more of a producer's and business mindset. Why? Because it would have economically made my life easier. It would be easier to get things made as well if your projects are doing really well financially, because that's what people with money who need to finance these films want to see. Film is the most expensive art form. Film is the most expensive art form. It's very important that we do diligence to this aspect. As a filmmaker, it's very important that you're realistic with your film. What's the budget? What's the genre? What's the cast? Does the budget make sense for the script you have, for the cast you have access to? Do things make sense economically? Because if it does, you'll be successful with your film. If it doesn't, you probably won't. And then if you're lucky enough to make another film, it's going to be a lot harder. That's why I say producers make the dream a business. They take the dream, they take all that talent, all that ambition, and they turn it into a business that has longevity. The sooner you think like this, the better. That's why I recommend that all actors, all writers begin producing. Why? Because you don't have to be chosen. You don't have to get lucky. I'm not saying don't participate in the path where to win you have to get chosen, because it can be really beautiful. I heard of this guy just the other day. I was talking to an old actor buddy, ran into him after a decade. His wife works in casting. He said his wife just saw an actor come to Hollywood. He did one short film, boom, just like that. He did one short. Then he auditioned for Hulu. The network signed off on him. Now he's in a Hulu pilot making $80,000 an episode. Boom. It can happen. Throw your hat in the ring. Why not? I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying don't put all those eggs in that basket, because there is a path where it's guaranteed. Yes, it's harder. Yes, it's slower. Yes, it's harder than getting chosen. Yes, it's slower than getting chosen, but it's guaranteed. And it'll probably make you a better auditioner because it takes away that desperation, that anxiety that actors get, especially if they've been doing it for a while. They can get more and more desperate when they don't get chosen, as they feel that clock ticking. When you're producing and making films, you don't have a clock. You can produce and make films a lot longer. It's not time dependent. You also have a lot more control over your career as an actor. You can choose what roles you want to play. You can write or have someone write and tailor make roles for you, for the marketplace that makes sense for you. That's something you can't do in the traditional systems. You are at the mercy of what auditions come your way. And then if you do get an audition, you have to get it first. And then if you do get that project, you're at the mercy of it being good. There's so many things that have to go right that are outside of your control. So I'm not saying don't participate in that path. You really absolutely should. I really should more, honestly. I've just had so much more success with this path of doing things myself and having a guarantee that I really don't have a lot of interest in that path anymore just because of the disappointment. Just because I've done it so much. It's easier when you're newer, when you move to LA, when you're fresh. You can go through a lot of rejection for a long time, and I don't feel rejection anymore. If it hasn't happened for a long, long time, thousands of auditions, you get to a point where you're just like, I make one feature film that I star in with my company, and that does more for my entire career across the board, acting, writing, producing, than all of the auditions I ever did and everything I ever booked in one movie. In one, by the way, sub $100,000 movie. That's the power of this path. That's the power of writing and producing roles that are tailor-made for you, because that's something that a lot has to go right to land in something like that. A lot has to go right. And the truth is, for some people, for most people, it never happens ever. That's just the way it is. For most actors, it never happens ever. You just don't hear from them. You don't see them. You only see the people that got chosen, that got lucky. And good for them. I'm really happy for them. I hope it happens for me someday like that. Maybe I make a movie and then boom, I'm in the zeitgeist and now roles come to me. But still, I would have done it myself, right? That's it. Everything that I have right now, for the most part, is because I produced it. That's just the path that worked for me. Yes, did I want to get lucky? Did I want to get chosen? Yeah, why not? It's awesome. It's great. But statistically, it's low, and I'm really not surprised that I didn't, because most people don't. It's just, if you play a game with low odds, with like a lottery game, don't be surprised if you don't get chosen. It's not a very good game. So I'm really not surprised. I just want to have an acting career anyways, and so I just chose to have an acting career anyways. That's what's available now with all the tools we have, with an iPhone, with DaVinci Resolve. There's so many incredible studio quality tools where you can make studio quality film for next to nothing compared to what it costs a studio to make something. It's truly an incredible time. So I'm not telling you not to participate in those paths where to win you have to be chosen or selected. I'm just telling you that while you're doing that, also build and take the path where you have a guarantee, where after X amount of years, while you're auditioning, right, while you're writing scripts to sell them, you're also making a film where for a fact, in 2 to 4 years, you will be starring in this movie that has a tailor-made script for your writing career or a tailor-made part for your acting career, and it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed because you did the work to make it happen. You're not hoping everything lines up and you get lucky, because guess what? Most likely it won't. Most likely it won't. If you're listening to this and you got lucky, congratulations, I'm happy for you. But most likely, if you are listening to this, you didn't get lucky like most people, and you want to be successful anyway. I'm just telling you it's possible. You can be successful anyway, especially now. Especially now. I'm literally living proof of that. I'm living proof of it. I made one film and now I'm making a bigger film. And while I make these films, it also builds my acting career. More people are interested in me as an actor. It also builds my writing career. More people are interested in me as a writer. It also builds my producing and filmmaking career. More people are interested in me in that. So I'm hitting things. I'm opening up avenues of opportunity across multiple mediums with one project. That is winning, my friends. That is winning. So, as you take your artistic path, begin to think like a producer. Producers are the entrepreneurs of show business. Producers are the entrepreneurs of the dream machine. Thank you for tuning in to Unlimited Creation. I'm Cal Barnes. Remember to subscribe on YouTube and Spotify for more weekly content. And until then, don't just hope the dream comes true. Produce the dream into reality.